Good day. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Atari 2600 gameplay. I've got ready to go here. Galaxian, 1983 by Atari. This is definitely a game that I did not have in my Atari collection. Now, do we have gameplay options? We do. Only 9 of them. And of course I wasn't quite bright enough to bring that up before I started the game up and started recording the video, so let me just quickly find that and see about the gameplay options here. Helpful hints, difficulty switches, game reset, 9 skill levels. Level 1 is slow and easy, 9 is high and fast and difficult. Difficulty switches, laser base firing response mode. Set switch to B and hold fire button down for continuous. Interesting. Alright, let's give that a go. So apparently I am on difficulty B, which perhaps I don't want to be, actually. Right, you have to tap each time you want to fire when it's on difficulty A. And because of the timing that you want in order to pick off formations, assuming this version of it has formations, and just pick off flying bad guys, actually, you probably don't want the auto fire. Now, thus far I've only ever seen one baddie peel out of the formation. So the graphics when they're in formation, like the colors on the bad guys, the enemy invaders, or Galaxians I guess, are really good. Now once they start moving, I'm assuming it changes to a sprite or maybe a player missile in Atari terminology, and they go monochromatic. Looks like only one at a time, or that might have to do with the difficulty setting as well. Oh yeah, there's 2. So we might get some formation action. 30, yes, the points. So in the arcade game you got more points for shooting them when they were flying at you than when they're in formation. Ah, there's the formation, which I failed to get. Some considerably more points for picking off a formation, especially if you get the head Galaxian, which is the white one, yellow one, white/yellow one on this game. If you get, there we go. No point display, but that was quite a few points. Yay me! Oop! Nice explosion effect. Nice explosion effect. I like that. They have sort of the sinusoidal movement patterns, similar to the arcade. Oh, now we get 3. Ooh. So I assume this is probably equates to level game 3 on the difficulties. Not what am I trying to say? The game mode, game option. Nope. All right, better than nothing. Picking off the leader there. That was close. They do fling a fair number of shots at you, which is actually nice to see. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. As arcade conversions go, and oop, I saw that. I even saw that coming. I just reacted too slow. As 2600 arcade conversions go, this is pretty good. 7000, that's an extra man, just like the arcade game that I remember. I suspect that might have been settable by dip switches in the arcade game, or maybe not. It was an early-ish game. pretty early game. It is definitely one of the earliest games that I remember playing in the arcade. I was quite entranced by it actually, because compared to Space Invaders, in the arcade version, it's extremely colorful, and it's got a star field that moves in the background, and quite interesting sound effects. It's also got a sort of a background hum, which they've done a version of here on the 2600. So, yeah, definitely an arcade game that I have early memories of as arcade games go. Come on, you. There we go. Ah, yes, so there's a number on the bottom right, so that would correspond to the screen that I've reached, I guess. In the arcade there was a sort of a graphical representation with flags, I believe. And then Galaga, the sequel, turned it to sort of emblems that, oh, bum. Okay, that's pretty good. I do like that title screen as well. Very colorful. And neat effect on with the side bar things going on there. So I'm gonna take it right up to level 9. That's what I meant to do. And have a go. See how hard this is. Ooh, lots of action. Lots of bad guys flinging themselves at you, and they don't seem to be limited to the sort of one per, I don't know the techniques of programming, but one of the things that you used to see on the 2600 all the time was that the bad guys could only occupy, there could only be so many in motion in one row, or was it column? Anyway, something like that. This doesn't seem to suffer from that. The way they zip around in the sine wave patterns, and or is it a cosine wave? There's a math geek question for you. Not super hard, but harder. Let me have another go here. Oh, don't do that. Let me have a go. Let's see if I can clear a screen here. Ooh. Yeah, if you just happen to hit one at the same time as they're overlapping, two baddies are overlapping, you get them both, which is kind of nice. Not actually sure if that reflects the arcade experience or not, I don't recall. Oh, that was terrible. Very weak. Alright, let me have one more go. Since my games aren't actually on level 9, they're not actually lasting very long. Fast and frenetic, and honestly quite a bit more interesting than Space Invaders. I mean, the 2600 had, I don't know how many it was, 146 game variants on Space Invaders or something stupid like that. But most of them weren't very interesting. You know, the things you could vary were things like skinny ship, fat ship, slow bullets, fast bullets, shields, no shields, moving shields, invisible shields, invisible base, you know, just a whole bunch of stuff like that. And although there were some interesting combinations, most of those variants were not terribly interesting. go. Cleared the first board. On level 9, so that's as hard as it gets, apparently. Skin of my teeth. Oh, level 10. Sorry, pardon me, I take that back. Alright, that is a good conversion. So, very nice. I recommend that. Plays very well. Good graphics, good sound. Plays nicely. Control is good. Highly recommended. Well, thank you for joining me. Excuse me. Thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.